Hi guys, so before the video starts, I would like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's get on with the video. So this is the tomb of St. Nicholas, who inspired the legend of Santa Claus, and he's believed to have been buried here. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're in Jerpoint Park and we're here actually in the lost town, and there is a medieval ruins here, 12th century medieval ruins, and a very interesting grave as well. The lost town of Newtown Jerpoint was founded by either Earl Marshall or Griffin Fitzwilliam in the 12th century, where the main crossing of the River Nore was formed by a toll bridge, giving Jerpoint its name as it means Nore Bridge. It was a vibrant town with approximately 27 dwelling houses, a courthouse, woolen mill, a tannery, a brewery, and reputed to have had 14 taverns. Newtown Jerpoint lasted at least into the 17th century, but eventually declined, perhaps from the loss of its bridge and the rerouting of the road. Its visible remains and its close proximity to one of Ireland's best known and well preserved Cistercian abbeys makes Newtown Jerpoint one of the most important sites in the study of medieval settlements in Ireland. Right, so guys, this is St. Nicholas's Church, and you will notice all the burial markers, but we have an interesting one here, and this is gorgeous. Look at the designs, absolutely stunning. We have the sun and the moon there as well. But as I said, this is from the lost town. So it was basically a busy town. We had a couple of mills here as well. This was actually the stand from the baptismal font. And that would have been just inside the church itself there. But as I said, a busy market town. You would have had the market square and a couple of mills. This headstone here is interesting as well. Now this is in memory of Private John Dooley, 5th Battalion Royal Irish Regiment, who gave his life during the Great War in the service of King and country and for the honour of Éireann. Died February the 5th, 1916, aged just 34. Amazing. So I'm actually going to bring you inside St. Nicholas's Church. Now it is extremely windy, so I'm hoping the mic will help with that. But we have the inside of this magnificent church, as I said, 12th century. And you can see the bell tower way up at the top, and the priest would have actually lived up there. He would have resided there and he would have said mass. Now the baptismal font that we've seen outside, or the bottom of the baptismal font, would have been there in the church. So look at this. Wait till you see this for stonework. Look at that. With these amazing arches. And here actually would have led up these spiral steps up to the priest's quarters or his residence. Now we will also see some graves in here along with some burial markers, and they would have came after the church became abandoned. Now this is on private land. We have walked around with Maeve, and Maeve gives the most amazing informative tour, and I will do my very, very best to let you see the area. This is on their farmland, and they have restored this. This place was completely overgrown, and I will put up some photos as well. So they have done a huge amount of work here, and fair play to them. I mean, absolutely stunning area. Erected by Mary Danielle in memory of her husband William Danielle of Raheen, who departed this life September the 9th, 1811, guys, aged just 27. Wow. So Mary lost her husband and became a widow at a very young age, and he was only 27 when he died. Very, very sad for her there. We have these beautiful windows then as well, guys. So as we look out here, this would have been where this beautiful town would have been laid out. As I said, you would have houses as well. I will put a picture up of that as well. With the river running down along there then, and a bridge as well. But this is just a fantastic place. And as I said, we have an amazing tomb that I want to show you as well. You probably will have known by the thumbnail who I am referring to, and obviously it is Saint Nicholas. So as I said, the ruins of St. Nicholas medieval parish church dates from the 12th to 13th century, with a late medieval rood gallery and a tower where, as I said, the parish priest would have resided. So let's go back out now into the wind and have a look at some more of this amazing place. So as you know, St. Nicholas, who inspired the legend of Santa Claus, is believed to have been buried here in Newtown, Jerpoint Park. Some 800 years ago, the grave slab features a cleric with the heads of two knights behind each shoulder and is said to be St. Nicholas. And the heads are the two crusaders who, so the story goes, brought Nicholas' remains back to Ireland. Evidence lends some possible credence to this tale, as the Normans in Kilkenny were keen collectors of relics, especially religious relics, and it is known that the Norman knights participated in the Holy Land Crusades. Now there is another version of the story, and that tells of a French family who removed Nicholas's remains from Myra to Bari, Italy in 1169. And when Bari was under the Normans, this family were crusaders to the Holy Land and also owned land here in Thomastown, Ireland. After the Normans were forced out of Bari, the family moved to Nice in France, taking the relics with them. When the Normans lost power in France, Nicholas, the Freyne, moved to Ireland. This story has the relics being buried in Jerpoint Park in 1200. Now this tomb shows two crusaders' heads behind St. Nicholas. He's here lying with his hands faced forward, showing that he was a giver. And obviously the legend is that St. Nicholas, there's a couple of stories actually, St. Nicholas, one of them being there were three girls and they were going into slavery, and he said no, that's not going to happen. So for 3 days he came and he dropped coins down the chimney.
St. Nicholas was born during the 3rd century in the village of Patara in Asia Minor. At the time the area was Greek and is now on the southern coast of Turkey. His wealthy parents, who raised him to be a devout Christian, died in an epidemic while Nicholas was still young. Obeying Jesus' words to sell what you own and give the money to the poor, Nicholas used his whole inheritance to assist the needy, the sick and the suffering. He decided to dedicate his life to serving God and was made Bishop of Myra while still a young man.
Bishop Nicholas became known throughout the land for his generosity to those in need, his love for children, and his concern for sailors and ships. Bishop Nicholas suffered for his faith, was exiled and imprisoned. He died December the 6th AD 343 in Myra and was buried in his cathedral church.
So there you go, Saint Nicholas, the legend of Santa Claus, and how fitting just before Christmas to visit his tomb. So the relics could possibly be some clothing or maybe a bone or some part of his body, and they are said to be buried here. The wind is kind of blowing my gimbal and all, but I am privileged to have been able to come here to visit the tomb of Saint Nicholas, and as I said, overlooking this beautiful area, the lost town, the beautiful ruins of St. Nicholas's Church, and our amazing tour guide, Maeve, who went out of her way to bring us her tour and let us take the tour on such short notice. This tomb, this headstone is 1779. It's Nicola Cahill of Jerpoint Hill and all his family. He died June 6th, 1779 there, guys, age 67. And there's a Mary Cahill there as well. God be merciful to the soul of Nicholas Cahill. Wow. Erected by John Barry in memory of his beloved mother Elizabeth Barry, who died May 8, 1882, aged just 55. Isn't that stunning? Way off then in the distance, you see. It's way down there, you'll see the bridge. And then the river runs underneath there.
So this, guys, is actually the exact area of where the lost town of Newtown Jerpoint Park actually was in the 12th century, and you would just wonder how many of those people are actually buried here in this graveyard.
And here as well actually is an old millstone that they found here, and that would have been the top, and you can see that it would have fitted directly into the hole, and probably on top of that then was a huge cross. We have another tomb here, and this one is right beside St. Nicholas's tomb. Okay guys, so there's another interesting headstone here, and it's erected by Mary Keeley, alias Barry, of Pittsburgh, America, in memory of her beloved mother Judith Barry, alias Ryan, of Old Town, who died February the 11th, 1859, aged 66. Also her niece, Celia Barry, who died young. Wow. So a great connection there, guys, to America. Fantastic. So guys, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. It's freezing, so we're going to get in out of the wind. But for now, guys, take care, God bless, and I'll talk to you all soon.
Bye.